So you're probably thinking, what am I looking at? Didn't we see some of these games before? You may have. And there's actually a reason for that. I'm actually going to do all of my Nintendo related video game collections all over again, this time in using the better camera. My friend on here, his name is Nick. We were talking a lot about Nintendo products and Nintendo handheld systems and consoles and stuff like that. So I thought, might as well do it all over again. This time with the better camera, and I've actually gotten a lot more since the last part, which I made, geez, 3-4 years? I think it was 3 years ago now. So I think we're due for an update. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with the handheld stuff. So I'm going to go from Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance to Nintendo DS. And then we'll go from GameCube and Wii. I don't have any Nintendo 64 or Super Nintendo or original Nintendo. And I don't have a 3DS or a Switch. So I'll show you what I have. So here we have an original boxed copy of the original Toy Story on Game Boy, which is, in my opinion, probably the worst version of the game. It's very, 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 very compressed. It's not even at all like the original Super Nintendo version, but if you want one on the go, I guess this is a good option. I paid like 20 bucks for this. And there's the original cart. That's what carts look like. And it actually does have the manual. Actually has a lot of stuff. Has a little thing for Black Pearl software. And here's the here's the manual. Whole game's in black and white, of course. I think it was one of the last original OG Game Boy game. No, it wasn't, because there were a couple that came out after this. If you don't subscribe to Nintendo Power, you won't see it coming either. After Nintendo Power, which is no longer around. May it rest in peace. Let me put everything back. The thing about original Game Boy boxes is that they tend to get pretty damaged easily, so they could suffer from wear easier. That's why my box is not in the greatest shape. But yeah, there's the original Toy Story. And the last original Game Boy game I have is Tetris. My grandma originally had this game on her original Game Boy, and then I later got it. So yeah, that's the original Tetris. It's pretty fun. It's pretty tough actually too. But if you get the hold of it, or the hang of it, it's pretty good. Now we'll move on to my Game Boy Color games, which I have 4 in total. 2 in the box and 2 in their OG cartridges. Well, just the cartridges alone. First we have Shrek Fairy Tale Freakdown. I bought this actually brand new factory sealed at my game store. It was like 15 bucks, which I was actually surprised. It was like still factory sealed. It's a little worn, but you know. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the baddest of them all? This game's fine. It's very mindless, though. Like, you'll just be mashing buttons, just punching. And it can actually be pretty freaking hard too. Surprisingly. I know Angry Video Game Nerd did a video on this game. Yeah, there's the original cart. And I'll even show the extra stuff. You have an advertisement. I think this, yeah, is for the McFarlane Toys action figures that came out when the first Shrek came out. Here's the original manual. It's a fighting game on the Game Boy Color. It's not that special. Oh. Mail-in order for TDK Interactive. If you want just a weird, mindless fighting game on a handheld system, look no further than Shrek Fairy Tale Freakdown. And then we have The Mummy Returns with, I don't think I got this sealed. I think it was like this. With Brendan Fraser and The Rock, back when he had hair. Oh, that's pretty good. You get to play as either the Scorpion King or, you know, Brendan Fraser, and it's pretty funny actually, you know. Kind of weird, but it is what it is. Like the little rating right there. The Mummy Returns is rated PG-13, so. And this game was mainly catered towards children. Has advertised it for a Game Boy Color. Power up and get free stuff. Yeah. There's the Game Boy advertisement. Let me see if I can get the... Oh, there's the manual. As you see, they're like rectangular shaped. I'll show you the actual game. Here's the cart. Game Boy Color. Yeah, The Mummy Returns is a decent game. It's not great. It's an alright adventure kind of game. It's actually quite tough in some parts, I will admit. Can I even put this in? Yeah, I'll put it in here. But yeah, there's The Mummy Returns. I also have this game on PlayStation 2 as well. Then we have what is arguably the first SpongeBob game that was ever released, which was SpongeBob SquarePants Legend of the Lost Spatula. I don't know what to do in this game. I really don't. I have to really have a lot of patience to play this game and actually finish it. But I'd like to. It does seem pretty fun. You know. I just have to know where I'm going. That's the problem. So, you know. It is the first SpongeBob game released in '01, so that's something. And the last Game Boy Color game I have is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 for, yeah, the GBA. And someone named Eddie Estrada used to own this. It works fine, though. It's alright. I think the other Tony Hawk games on the other handheld systems are better. But this does the job, I guess. Yeah. So that's my Game Boy and Game Boy Color video or game collection. Stay tuned for the next part when I show all of my Game Boy Advance games. And yeah, so that'll be that. So stay tuned for the next part. See ya. Bye.